Hey everyone, so I'm finally getting around to this very long awaited video, and it's my Inglot eyeshadow palettes video. So it's not so much me showing them off, that's not the purpose of this at all. So many people have requested this video when I've kind of showed different palettes at different times and I've gone on about buying new ones and stuff like that. It's just more to give you an idea of the different eyeshadows that Inglot does and maybe to help you pick out ones if you are interested in buying them and stuff like that. And I'll show you how I arrange my palettes and how I organise them, because they're not all in Inglot palettes anymore. So I'll start off with some of the colours that I've used in this look. This tutorial will be up before this particular video, so you can look out for that. I'll link to that below. And the first palette is in Inglot palette, so as you know, it's the Freedom system. You pick out whatever colours you want and you pop them into the palette. This first palette is what I call my purples palette. I've all the names written down here somewhere. So yeah, it's going from this way over. I'm going to zoom in for this and I'll show you a couple of swatches as I go along. I will do a more in-depth swatching, or I will do more in-depth swatching on my blog. So I'll take a picture of all the palettes, name every single colour or number every single colour for you, and I'll do swatches. You can see all that on the blog, but I'll just go ahead and show you these now and kind of call them out as I go along. At the moment in Ireland, each eyeshadow is about €6, and then you pay more for the palette. So I believe it's about 60 or so obviously for the 10 eyeshadows it's €60, and then the palette could be around a tenner or maybe a little bit more, so you'll pay around 70 something, maybe around 70 let's say, and that's before a discount if you are eligible for say the pro discount. But I'll go ahead and show you the palettes now anyhow. Starting off on this side, this one is a lilac matte number 346. This is gorgeous. I'm a massive fan of my mattes. I own more mattes than any of the other finishes of these, so that's gorgeous. This is one of my newer ones. This is number 392. It's just a gorgeous kind of lavender purple, so it's more pink based. The next one over is 375. Both of these I used in the makeup look for this particular tutorial, so you can see them in use there. The next one is a Peril 452. It looks a bit more kind of reddy on camera, but it was kind of the closest thing to a purple that I had to finish off the palette, so that's that. It's absolutely gorgeous. The next one again I used kind of to finish off the palette. Again, it's a little bit purple based. There, it's kind of a taupey purple, but it's got a really high shine, and that is Peril 423. On the next line we have this lilac colour, Peril 441. This one here we have Peril 439. This guy here is matte 320, matte 325, and matte 377. So that's my purple palette. They swatch amazingly. That's without obviously any base or anything like that. They go on the skin amazing. So this next palette is what I call my like pinks and reds palette. This first colour is one of my favourite, and it's one of the first ones I got. So it's the DS number 488. It's a beautiful, beautiful iridescent pink. Really, really gorgeous. I use this on my cheeks a lot. It's similar to the blush I have, or the iridescent blush I have on today, but it's absolutely beautiful. The next one is a matte one, 359. Again, it's a really lovely baby pink. Beautiful. The next one is more of a coral pink. This is matte 347. I've matte 361, which is again is more of a salmon. And then I have this beautiful red, kind of cherry red, and it's matte 382. And I should say that unlike some of, say the Makeup Forever colours that I'd have like this, maybe like my purples and the reds, these don't stain my skin like those can, so I'm very, very impressed by them. This colour here is just a light cream colour. This is a matte 353. Great for just say underneath your brow bone or as a base colour. The next colour here is matte 341. It's a little bit like Malt by MAC. The next one over is matte again, and it's 344. This one is a little bit like Quarry. Yeah, and then the next one over, which again I just put it in because it's a warm brown. It's a matte 357. And then the final colour, which is a much brighter red, and again it's matte, this is 366. So these would be fantastic for, you know, even Halloween looks or whatever. But matte reds are very, very hard to get hold of, I find, and these are extremely pigmented, and then the rest of them would just be lovely for more subtle or blown out looks. So I really, really like that kind of pinky palette. And it's my greens palette. Now this palette does have two colours that are doubled up, because I got them without having listed which ones I had, which I do now. But I'll just jump in ahead and show you again. One of my favourite ones is an AMC Shine colour, number 08. It's one of the first ones I got. It's the most beautiful iridescent gold cream colour. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. The next one, of course, you can see I love it because it's in two spots. And this is the Peril 433. So it's this gorgeous, gorgeous khaki kind of olive green. Really, really beautiful. This one here underneath is Peril 412. Another beautiful warm green. Then we have quite a cool green beside it down here, and that's Peril 414. Much more emerald. It's really, really beautiful. This guy above it, which is more of a forest kind of khaki green again, this is Peril 419. This guy over, which reminds me a little bit of Humid by MAC, maybe. This one is AMC Shine 44. The guy underneath, which again is a beautiful like grass green, this is Matte 333. I'll just show you a swatch of that because it is quite intense and it's a great matte. So there, it's a real leprechaun kind of green. The next one over is Matte 345. This is a fantastic like mint green. And I'm after dirtying that. But it's a really fantastic mint green, which again can be kind of hard to get hold of, so that's a really lovely one. And then above it is more of an iridescent mint green, and that one is the AMC Shine 17, that guy up there. So that's my greens palette. And then I stuck in the gold because I want to have like one light kind of highlighted colour in with all my palettes. So I'll just show you that iridescent mint one. I really, really love it. There, that's the AMC Shine 17. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So that's my greens palette. Okay, so the next palette is one I have with the smaller round size. These sizes I believe are being discontinued, but yeah, they're selling off those sizes at a cheaper price, I believe. So you can get them at discounted prices in the shops at the moment. Anyhow, I have the same Peril number or AMC Shine 08 here as before, so that's that gold one that I really, really love. Then up here we have Peril 395. This is a highly iridescent highlight. I really, really love that. Beside it is like a peachy iridescent highlight, and it's Peril 393. Both of them are absolutely beautiful. Not for the faint-hearted. They are really, really iridescent but gorgeous. Down here we have DS 461. The DS's are often kind of matte with a bit of a tiny bit of like a glitter or really fine glitter going through them. So that one is kind of a taupey brown, really, really pretty. Up here we have one of my favourite golds. It's Peril 406. I think I already have this, like I could have this twice actually in a bigger size, but it's very like Woodwinked or Tempting by MAC. It's a beautiful, beautiful gold. Down here we have another AMC Shine number 21. This is a beautiful like bronzy colour that has gold sparkle going through it. Up here we have Peril 422. This again is a slightly more neutral brown or cooler brown, but it has a little bit of gold sparkle going through it. Down here we have a matte brown. This is a bit cooler version of Cork by MAC because it's in that same kind of intensity of shade, like it's not that dark, but it is a bit darker than Wedge in those. And that's number Matte 360. Over here we have Peril 423. Beautiful, beautiful colour. It's kind of a grapey colour. Here we have a beautiful kind of purpley colour with just a light silver sparkle in it. That's AMC Shine 40. So that's my little rounds palette. Okay, so this is the 1.5 palette I own, and my friend Heather of SoColum79 sent this over to me, which I absolutely adore, and it's made up of this DS eyeshadow 482, which is a navy colour with sparkle in it. Look how beautiful that is. It's really, really beautiful. The next over is like a kind of a lilac-y purple, and it's Peril 441. Another gorgeous, gorgeous colour. This one here is Peril 422, which I think I may have doubled up on, or I might have again. But it's absolutely gorgeous. It's one of the most beautiful browns, kind of a metallic brown. You have this beautiful colour, a bit like MAC's Steamy. This is Peril 413, and then you have this beautiful, beautiful golden orange colour, which is AMC Shine 15. Now, I can't remember how much these palettes cost. They are a good bit less, obviously, than the 10 palettes, but like I said, these small rounder pans, which are the exact same size as the MAC ones, are being discontinued. Well, here in Ireland, I'm not sure if that's worldwide, but yeah, you won't be able to get them everywhere else again, but that's that palette. And then my final 10 size palette is this guy here with the rainbow colours. So I'm not going to swatch all of these for you because it would take forever, but I'll just show one or two. So the yellow is 103R. The orange is 108R, obviously the R stands for rainbow. The purple is 114R, 114. This one is 119R and 112R. Now I understand, I've been told before I say R, kind of a bit unusual, not unusual, it's normal for here, but some people from different countries think it's really strange. So it's the letter R for rainbow that I'm saying there. Okay, so here we have 109R. This gorgeous kind of minty colour is 104R. Next we have this light 105R, which is a beautiful light blue. The darker blue is 110R. And then you've got 120R, which is the black and the two greys. So these guys are really, again, very matte. They're very intense. They come out pretty much as they are. You just need to use a small brush so that you know, you can be more precise about what you pick up. And I find they are a little bit chalkier, a tiny bit, than the other colours, but they're fine as long as you just press them over a base. They won't fall out that way, and they are super, super pigmented, as you can see there. They're really class colours to have if you want to do fun, bright looks. And of course, it's like getting 3 for the price of 1. Now these singularly, instead of being €6 like the other ones, they're €7. But of course, you're getting 3 different shades to choose from, so it's definitely worth it. It's like having 30 colours in the one palette rather than 10. So they're the rainbow colours. Now my next two palettes are in these MAC palettes, so I call them my Inglot MAC hybrid palettes. This is the new MAC palette, the ones that will be replacing the old ones, obviously, that come without inserts. You buy the inserts separately, but they are perfect for decanting any of your other eyeshadows into. The only difference with these and the Inglot palettes, the Inglot palettes have the magnet. The magnetized part is the palette base, and then the pans, being made of metal, stick to the magnetized base. The MAC ones are the opposite way around. The way magnet works is that the bottom is like a metal, and then the pans themselves are magnetized, so it's totally the opposite way. So what I did, I'll just lift this up for you. If you can see there, I have magnet strips stuck to the bottom. So I'll just show quickly what I did there before telling you what are in the palettes. I got this magnet strip from a local hobby and craft shop. It's the Art and Hobby shop. You can get it in any arts and crafts store though, and if you can get a sheet, even better, one that you can cut up. You don't want it to be too thick. This is, you know, about a millimetre to a millimetre and a half maybe in depth, and these palettes themselves are very deep because they are perfect for housing like those mineralized shadows and stuff, domed ones, so that's why they're quite deep. So this is perfect. What I did was I just measured out a length that matched 5 of those eyeshadows in length exactly, cut up 6 strips, and then just got the adhesive side here. Make sure you get the magnet strip that is adhesive on one side, so you can stick it to the palette. And then I just stuck these down 2 together so that it would be quite thick and the pan would sit quite neatly over it. And then that's how I stuck it in place. So that was really easy to do. And this is the palette. So what's in the palette, and I'll just go from here over. I'm not really going to swatch all of these either because it will take too long, and you can see them on my blog. So this is Matte 351. It's one of my favourite cream highlights, which is matte. It's like Mylar by MAC. This one here is 390. This is bit like Quarry again from MAC. It's really, really beautiful. This is, they're all mattes unless they say otherwise. This one is 349. This one's a bit more like a copper plate by MAC. The next one over is, this one is a little bit like maybe handwritten, but it's a bit more on the purple side. This is 378. And then one of the rainbow colours that's not in my rainbow palette, this is 107R. Then down here we have, which is a little bit more like Brulee, this is 355. We have over here 358. 342 is this middle one, which is very like Cork. 326 is this one here, which is similar to the one above it, but there is a difference in the shade and in the payoff. And then this one here is AMC Shine 42, which I believe I have in another palette, that's why it's in this one. But it's just a really beautiful iridescent. It's like Tempting, a bit deeper than Tempting, kind of in between maybe bronze and Tempting. Down here again we have something again a little bit similar to Brulee but a bit deeper. This is matte 328. This is 363. This one is just another beautiful kind of purpley based brown. Over here we have 327. This one is quite like Embark. This one here is darker than any of the MAC ones. This is 329. It's one of my favourite dark browns, matte browns. And this one here is Peril 395, a beautiful iridescent, highly iridescent colour. I think I have that in another palette as well. So I love having these in this palette because obviously there's 5 more and you can see them when you close the top. It's just going to be really handy for the kit. And the final of my Inglot palettes, which is another Inglot MAC hybrid, is this guy here, which is my blues and kind of goldy yellows. These are just ones that I wouldn't fill up any palette with by themselves. So starting off here we have AMC Shine 28, which is this gorgeous like baby blue iridescent like shiny colour. It just reminds me of like sky or clouds or something. So that's AMC Shine 28. Over here we have a navy blue matte and this is 332. Beautiful colour. This yellow, this is the only of the yellows that I have. Sorry, I'm trying to get in focus. This is DS474. It's a bit like slightly iridescent version of MAC's Chrome Yellow. This is Peril 406, which I had in that other palette. This one here is AMC Shine 42, which is a gorgeous bronzy colour. Over here we have this sky blue colour, which is Peril 429. Gorgeous as well. I have a deeper navy matte here, which is 321. I have this like peacock colour, which reminds me of, oh, what's that name by MAC? It reminds me of a MAC colour. I'll try and think of it and insert it in the video, but it's a beautiful matte colour again. This is matte 340, you can see it there. Over here we have like a taupe, it's very like satin taupe. This is Peril 402. And then over here we have just another kind of, it's a cool brown but with golden sparkles in it. And this is DS457. Down here we have this beautiful slightly deeper blue, but again still kind of sky blue. It's DS480. Then here we have this gorgeous colour, all this blue, really fine glitter in it, or sparkle. That's absolutely beautiful. I'll try and swatch it here for you. It's one of those colours you'd really want to like press on rather than blend out, because if you blend out you'd lose the blue sparkle. It kind of doesn't show up there, but hopefully it'll show up in swatches. Here we have my lovely kind of satin matte black. This is AMC, sorry, this one was AMC 61, I don't know if I said that. This one is AMC 63. This one here is DS465, and then we have Peril 421, and that one is like a red based brown with sparkle in it again. So yeah, those are the palettes. For anyone interested, these MAC palettes cost 18 euros here in Ireland, and then you can get the inserts for your MAC eyeshadows and stuff, which are separate, for about another 8 euro. But I love these for the Inglot colours. Okay, so those are the palettes. I did do a video similar to this before, showing all my MAC palettes and swatching most of the colours and stuff like that. So I will link to that below if you're interested in seeing that one as well. And in the meantime, just keep an eye out on the blog for swatches and the photos of the palettes and all the numbers listed as they appear in the palette. So I hope this was helpful, guys, and thanks a million for watching. I'll chat to you all really soon. Slán!